Miami Dolphins previews are back. Well, when the Dolphins start winning games, we start previewing the big ones. And this was a massive game for the Dolphins. Thursday night football on Thanksgiving in Lambeau against the Green Bay Packers. The Packers are 3.5-point favorites in this one. I'm surprised it's not more. They usually give the home team about a 3-point boost, which means on a neutral field, they would have this as a pick-em, basically. Over-under is 47.5. And I tell you what, folks, if you didn't know it already, this is a statement game for the Miami Dolphins. In both ways, if they come out and win this game, they finally defeat the narrative that they can't win on the road in cold environments. Tua finally beats a good team on the road in a cold environment. Like, the storylines around this team will be different. But also, if they lose this game and look like they always do in cold weather games, well, it's a statement that the Dolphins are same old, same old. So it goes both ways. And if you want the Dolphins to beat the Packers in this one, hit that thumbs up icon. I have a list of everybody who watches the video and doesn't hit that thumbs up icon. Don't let your name be on that list if the Dolphins lose on Friday. All right, let's get over to the injury reports, and these are the injury reports that came out on Monday, so these are estimations as we are filming this preview due to the holiday schedule. Sorry, not sorry. But either way, this is where things stand. Teron Armstead, DNP, I expect him to go because he has been going the past 2 weeks. Kendall Fuller, we already know, is unlikely to play. Same thing with Anthony Walker Jr. Tyus Bowser was a DNP, which was an intriguing name, 4th, 5th edge rusher for Miami. And then you see the limiteds on the right side here. Tyreek Hill, Alec Ingold, and Jalen Ramsey all have been on the injury report the past couple of weeks. All will play this game against the Packers. Benito Jones popped up as limited, but I do expect him to be able to go as well. He's been a pleasant surprise for Miami in the interior of that defensive line as a rotation guy. For Green Bay, there's a couple big names on here. Jaire Alexander is the top name. He is a DNP on Monday's estimated practice. Same with Romeo Doubs. Now, Romeo Doubs is working his way back from a concussion potentially. We know Kendall Fuller is missing this game with a concussion. If Doubs misses this game, that would be the top wide receiver for the Green Bay Packers down in this one. Intriguing to keep your eyes on that as the week progresses. And then on the right side here, a couple limited: Fitzpatrick, Josh Myers, Isaiah McDuffie, Rasheed Walker. Josh Jacobs, I put him on here. He was a DNP on Monday's practice, but it was due to a rest issue, so there's really no probable reason that he will miss this game. All right, now that we got the injuries out of the way, it's time to get to the keys to victory. And the number one key to victory in my mind, without a question, is to blitz Jordan Love, the Green Bay Packers quarterback. And there's a lot of statistics that back up Jordan Love being one of the worst quarterbacks in the NFL against pressure. Pro Football Focus has Jordan Love rated as the 8th worst quarterback while facing pressure this season with a PFF grade of 48.77. And the numbers support that. So it's not just Pro Football Focus pulling out of their butts here. When you actually take a deep dive at his statistics while being pressured, it's not great. When he's facing pressure, 47% completion percentage. QB rating of 69.8. It's not very nice for Jordan Love. And you see the numbers also on screen. 4 touchdowns to 5 interceptions. Love will be someone who puts the ball in harm's way if you're able to get pressure in his face. And although the offensive line of Green Bay is solid and the defensive line for Miami has struggled for most of the season and has picked it up over the past month or so, I still think it needs to be a point of emphasis for Miami to send extra guys at Jordan Love. Now, am I saying to do it 50% of the time? Probably not. But at least 35, 40% of the time, 33% blitz rate is the highest in football, and that's for the season. I think you can do a 35% blitz rate in one game. And he's bad under pressure, but he's even worse when you do bring blitzes. He is the 2nd worst quarterback rated in football, according to Pro Football Focus, when the opposing team sends blitzes. I'm telling you right now, you got to send heaters at this Packers quarterback. And if you do so, you might be able to force him to put the ball in harm's way, which then gives your offense short field. And the reason why I think it's important for Miami to bring blitz is because they haven't done it this season that often. Through the first 11 games of the year in Week 12, they have a 20.8 blitz percentage. It's 22nd in all of football. So it's something Miami does not do often. They bring exotic pressures where they bring three guys on the defensive line, drop someone out, and blitz a corner, whether it be Kohu, sometimes Holland, or Jalen Ramsey. But that's not technically a blitz. Blitzing is bringing five or more. I'd like to see Miami do that quite a bit in this game to make sure they get the pressure on Jordan Love. Now, it is also going to be imperative not only that they bring blitzes on Love, but they also get Chop Robinson continuing to dominate the way he has over the last 5 games. The rookie out of Penn State has become one of the most dynamic edge rushers in all of football, and he has wrecked games over the last 5 ball games. He has 28 pressures, 3.5 sacks, 21 hurries. He has simply been the best defensive rookie in the NFL over the last 5 weeks. It's been an absolute blessing to be able to watch him play for the Miami Dolphins, and I only can hope that he continues to play this well. I will gladly eat crow for saying that he was on the verge of being a bust after the first 6 games of the year, because he has been a different ball player over the last 5 games, and the Dolphins are going to need him to continue playing at this level. All right, let me know your thoughts. What is the number one key to victory for the Miami Dolphins if they want to win this game, which would be their 4th straight win, and get back to 500 on the year with a 6-6 record? Drop it down in the comments section. Another one here is get off to a hot start. It is important for Miami to get out of the gates ready to roll here on the road, whether it be getting a quick 3-and-out defensively or if it's being off to a good start offensively and scoring on your first drive. And you also have to beat the narratives. You do. Everybody on earth that watches the NFL knows that the Dolphins have struggled this season, or not even this season, but with Mike McDaniel and company playing in cold environments on the road. And specifically when you look at Tua Tagovailoa, it has been even more of a bad case for him. In games under 45 degrees in his career, he is 0-7 with a 55% completion percentage. He turns the ball over a lot more, and the Dolphins' offense only averages about 14.4 points per game, which is just a lot more down from what we've seen this offense do over the last 3 seasons in normal environments, whether it be in Miami or on the dome type of environment. And I mentioned he has to beat the narratives. Well, now is the time to do so. We can all say that over the last 5 weeks, Tua Tagovailoa is playing some of the best football of his career, if not the best. He is completing percentages, or his completion percentage is through the roof. He's dicing up opposing defenses. He's reading the zones, the man-to-man coverages, and knowing where to go with the football, whether it be Jonnu Smith, Jalen Waddle, HM, or Tyreek Hill. Tua is playing elite football since returning from IR. And that's why I'm saying it's now or never for Tagovailoa in this Dolphins offense. Because if Tua is playing this well coming into this game, and he lays a dud, and this offense, which is averaging 28-plus points per game over the last 5 weeks, struggles once again in the cold and prime time on the road, there is just simply going to be no optimism from this fan base whatsoever going forward that they will ever figure it out to win a game in an environment like this, which, by the way, in the AFC is required to do if you want to go to the Super Bowl, because you have to go on the road against teams like Baltimore, against teams like Kansas City, Buffalo, and stuff like that to win playoff games. So if you can't do it now and you struggle again, well, why are we ever going to think things are going to change? And make sure you are subscribed and join us tomorrow for our watch party on Thanksgiving. It's a holiday, but it doesn't matter here at Dolphins Today. We're still going to be live for the game. Make sure you join us. We'll be live an hour before kickoff, 6:15 p.m. Central Time, 7:15 p.m. Eastern Time. All right, another key to victory here. The Dolphins' front 7 must play well if you want to win this one. You've got to win the trenches battle. It goes both ways, folks. And the reason why it's so important for Miami is because, well, the Packers are one of the best rushing teams in the entire league, 151.6 yards per game, which is 3rd best in the NFL. And there's no surprise when they went out in the offseason, let A.J. Dillon go, let Aaron Jones go, and then brought in Josh Jacobs from the Las Vegas Raiders on a pretty big contract and he has paid off for them so far, running for damn near 1,000 yards, 7 touchdowns, had 3 touchdowns this past Sunday against the San Francisco 49ers. Jacobs is a physical running back who was not going to shy away from contact, and you've got to be ready to play a physical ball game this Thursday night in cold weather. And that brings up this point. A week and a half ago, Deshaun Elliott, the former safety of the Miami Dolphins, went on a podcast and said last year's Dolphins team was soft. They were mentally soft. Guess what? You have an opportunity to prove him wrong, prove the rest of the NFL wrong, and I hate to keep on bringing up this theme of in cold weather games, but that's really how this team is branded right now. Be the more physical team. Be the team that wins the trenches against the Green Bay Packers in Lambeau on a Thursday night football game and show the world that this is not the same old Dolphins under Mike McDaniel and Tua Tagovailoa. Do that. Be physical. Make us believe. Come on. And it's going to have to be a next man up mentality as well, as Tyrell Dodson is going to be filling in as the second inside linebacker next to Jordan Brooks, since Anthony Walker Jr. is out with this game due to an injury to his hamstring. So hopefully we will see Dodson play another strong game after I thought he played pretty well against the New England Patriots when he had an interception, a PBU, and 5 tackles playing 2 quarters and a half. All right, before we get to my final key to victory, it is holiday season. Make sure you are representing the Miami Dolphins yourself and give a nice little gift this holiday season with a Dolphins jersey. They have salute to service jerseys. They have aqua jerseys. They have white jerseys. They have throwbacks. They have any size, any player, any color, any style you want. Chatsports.com/Dolphins jersey is the link that is going to be in the description and comments of today's video. Take advantage of the specials they have going on right when you click on that link at chatsports.com/Dolphins jersey this holiday season. All right, final key to victory for Miami is the offensive line. They need to bounce back. And I've been saying this for the past 3 weeks now, that this offensive line needs to put together a good game, because this was one of the best offensive lines in the month of October, but has struggled in November. Think about this, and it's not great, Jim. The Miami Dolphins over the last 3 weeks are averaging 71.3 rushing yards per game. That is 30th in the NFL over the last 3 weeks. But in the first 8 games of the season, in the first 8 weeks, the Dolphins were averaging 133.8 yards per game. So over the last 3 weeks, their yards per game on the ground has almost went down by half. That is unacceptable. And I know some people will point to, well, the Dolphins' offense is just so good at throwing the football. Tua and these wide receivers are so hot. Why focus on the run game when you've been so effective in the passing game? Well, against better teams, and let's not get it twisted. The last 3 weeks, it's been against the Rams, Raiders, and Patriots. 3 defenses that are in the bottom 10 of the National Football League. When you play a top 5, top 10 defense like the Green Bay Packers, you have to be balanced. You have to make them guard multiple ways, whether it's in the running game and the passing game. And you have to be a balanced ball club. And the Packers allow 112.7 rushing yards per game, which is 13th in the NFL. So it is a top half group, but it's nothing elite. You should be able to run the ball a little bit more. This offensive line needs to come to play. They need to move the defensive line of Green Bay off of their spot, allowing Devon Acham to get free and have good rushing lanes, because if you're able to have a good, effective running game, that will only set up your passing game, which will allow you to just have a more complete game offensively and hopefully take down the Packers on the road. All right, before I give you my score prediction down in the comment section, let me know your thoughts of this game. Predict the score, Dolphins-Packers. Do you believe the Dolphins will get a big-time win on the road in a cold environment? Let me know. I'm going to be looking in the comment section. My official prediction, I'm going to go with it. This team's humming. And I like everything that has been said by Mike McDaniel, by Tua Tagovailoa. They all know on the outside noise is they can't win a big game. And there's only one way to change that narrative, by going out and winning a big game on the road in a cold environment on prime time. They know they have to get it done. I think they're going to treat this game like basically a playoff game. I think that's the right mindset. I think they know they need to win this one. And although I don't believe it's a must win, because if you lose this game and you can win the last 5, you can still make the playoffs at 10-7. But you win this one, you send a statement to the league, and you send a statement to yourself that you are going to be in a much better spot and this is a much better team than last year's potentially, despite the record. Give me a win. Come on, Miami. 23-20 is what I believe is going to happen. All right, and make sure you are subscribed. Like I said, we'll be live for that game tomorrow evening. Join us. We're going to have Reed producing for us. It'll be a lot of fun. Have Thanksgiving dinner, take your nap, and then lock in for a night game because it's going to be fun. See you then.